So with that, we're able to display the note, but of course, ultimately we want to save it to a file. So that's therefore what we can work on next. And I want to expose this save to file functionality through another method that's added to the struct. Therefore here we can define another function in the node.go file and call it save with a capital S so that it can be used outside of this file. Now it should be attached to this node, therefore I'll add this as a receiver argument. Since it doesn't edit the node, we don't need a pointer here, just as we didn't need a pointer here. If we had a method that did edit the node, we would need a pointer though. Otherwise, we would be editing the copy and not the original node. Here we don't need a pointer, as mentioned, and therefore, in the save method, we can now make sure that we extract all that data and write it to a file. And for this, we can use the OS package, which you must import into this file in order to use it. Because this OS package exposes a write file method that allows us to write some data to a file with a name of our choice. Now here I want to have one file per node, and the file name should in the end depend on the title chosen for the node. Therefore we could pass node.title as a value for the file name, but it's worth noting that this title here could actually contain characters that should not end up in a file name. Or put in other words, I want to transform this title into a format that always serves as a nice file name. Therefore here, in the save function, I'll get my file name by using another package built into Go, or part of the Go standard library to be precise, and that's the strings package again, which we already used earlier in this section. And here I'll call the replace all function that's exposed by this package to replace all substrings in a given string with a new string. So to replace a character with another character, for example. And here I want to replace characters in my title, and it's worth noting that this will not edit the original title, but instead produce a new title, a new string that contains all the changes I want to make. And then I want to produce all blanks, so all white space, with underscores, for example. But that's not all I want to do. In addition, I want to make sure that my file name only contains lowercase characters, no uppercase characters, even though the title might. Therefore, I'll again use the strings package to call the toLower function, which will do what the name suggests. It will convert all uppercase characters in a text to lowercase characters. And I'll pass my file name to toLower so that my new file name is the old file name with all its uppercase characters transformed to lowercase characters. Of course, here I'm not creating a new variable though, instead I'm assigning a new value to an existing variable. So we don't need colon equal sign here, but just the equal sign. So that's now my cleaned up file name, which I want to use here, but that's not all the write file needs. Instead, it also needs the data that should be written to this file. And here, I don't want to transform all my data to text, even though we could do that, but instead I want to create a JSON file that contains data in that JSON format, which technically is text, but text stored and formatted in a certain way. And we'll create that JSON format with help of another package.